Yeah, I hope everyone is doing great. We're here once again. So today we'll be discussing about marriage. My guest today will be talking about marriage. Have to discuss so many things about marriage. So to get the full meaning and to understand what we're about to say, please watch till end. My guest today is Mr. Chike. Mr. Chike, you're welcome to my channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go straight without wasting any point, wasting our time. Let's go straight to the first question. Mr. Chike, what's your definition about marriage?
My opinion about marriage, I think marriage is an institution, a union ordained by God, where man and woman are made to come together as spouses and giving legitimacy to sexual relationship to reproduce offspring of their own kind.
That's great. That's great. That's very, very great. Marriage is an institution, and you getting it, you have to study. It's where you have to study. You have to
Yes,
make yourself approved in that marriage. It's not
exactly.
just marriage you're like that. Is
Yeah,
like an institution. When you are at school, you know you have to study to make yourself approved. You have to study hard so that you come out with a very good result. That's very, very good. So marriage is not just what you enter and it's just like that. You know that you have to work, and for you to come out in a flying colors, you know, some of you that have gone to school, you know that you must have to study hard. You must put your best so that you can come out with a tangible thing, something to be that should be presentable. So don't just take marriage that is something that you just realize there. You
exactly.
need to work and work hard to put everything in order. And he said once again, to reproduce, yeah, to know that when you are married, everything, including the offspring, the bringing up of the children, and so on. So marriage is comprises of two persons that come together in marriage as an institution of marriage. Then there are other things that follow up, like bringing out the children and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's a very good definition. Marriage to me is yeah, is a union of two persons, two matured person in love. Two matured person being in love in a relationship to form a family. That's another definition of marriage. That's good. That's interesting. Please send your comments. I want to hear your own. Tell me what your definition of marriage, what you think that marriage is all about. Write it on the comment box. Let's see your own opinion. Yes, let's go to the second question. At which age, Mr. Chike, do you think that it's advisable to get married?
I think in my own point of view, I think marriage need maturity. It need maturity to go into marriage. It does not matter your age. Because in some situation, somebody may be of age, let's say 30 or 50 years or more, but that maturity to handle the issues in marriage is not there. You will see someone of 20 years or 30 years or 20 years, 15 or 18 years, that he can be able to manage the issue concerning marriage, because in marriage there is a lot of challenges and up and down.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
yeah.
needs maturity to be able to handle.
I agree with you.
That is why in some marriages, you see some home breaking, some leaving their husband on their family. There are so many divorces in our society today due to lack of maturity to handle the issue that is in marriage. So
That's
in
great.
marriage is not made for babies, in my own view.
Good.
It needs maturity. When I talk of maturity, I mean mental maturity.
That's great.
So
Very
that
good.
when you are in it, any challenges that come into the marriage, you both can be able to face the challenge and put the situation down so that the marriage can be able to move forward.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
You will see some families today, some homes today, due to the lack the initiative, the ability to be able to, resolve the issue concerning their marriage.
Yeah,
They'll be taking their marriage issues, problem outside their home.
that's very bad.
Some will be calling their parents. When issue rises, they will call their family members. Look at what is going on in our family, which is not supposed to be so. A marriage is made between you and your spouse.
In fact.
So whatever issue that come up, is you both that will put your head together and resolve it so that your marriage can move forward. The success and failure of your marriage depends on you both.
Exactly.
The way you handle the issue will determine how far your marriage will move on.
That's correct. That's great. That's very, very great. I love this answer. Marriage needs maturity. That is very, very, I love that point. I love it. That's exactly what it should be. Because some goes into marriage without knowing exactly what is mentally, they are still babies. Not the age, like he said, it's not age that matters. You can see some people married at the age of 50, at the age even 55, very old, and say, okay, this one is mature, they can handle the issues, can tackle everything about marriage, but you see the marriage crumbling just like that because he could not handle the situation. But you can see a girl of even 80 years that married,
Yes, exactly.
They can handle the situation in their marriage very, very well.
Mature.
So marriage needs mental maturity. You have to be matured mentally in all areas, not just physical maturity, but mentally you should be matured. Exactly. So that's very, very good. Marriage is not it's not something for babies. No, I will not advise a 6 years, 7 years child to get married. It's true that some cultures and some religions do allow it, but personally, because everybody has their own opinion, a girl of 6, 7 years, I don't know, she's still a baby, let's say she's still a baby, to get married at that age, I don't think she can do enough, or he can do enough, because they are still young. We're not talking about he and even she, because both are involved in marriage, but it needs maturity. Very small now, but at the matured age, when somebody can reason well, when somebody can say, yes, I can handle the issue of marriage because it's not a bed of roses. I continue to tell my friends that marriage is not a bed of roses. You have to prepare before going into marriage. You don't have to rush marriage. You don't have to rush into it because you will rush out of it. So it's something that you plan, you've decided to settle down, you've decided to have a home, you've decided to be a mother, a father, exactly. And you are equal to the task. Because there are some ups and downs in marriages, and only those that are prepared before they enter into marriage that can win the race when the storm starts. Because it's not all about good. There are ups and downs in marriages, and only matured people with matured mind that can face the storm and still win the race. So please continue. I would like you send in your comment box and tell me at which age that is advisable for one to get married, or if you agree to us, please let us know also on the comment box. Let's continue. Question number 3. Is marriage worth dying for? Because I've seen so many people that died in their marriages. I've seen so many things have happened, and you see some losing their life in the marriage. I begin to wonder, is it really worth dying for? I want to know your opinion. What do you think, Mr. Chike? What?
I think marriage is not worth dying for. And it is not normal, for a woman to die at the hand of her husband.
If vice versa,
yes, it's not normal for a woman to die, no matter what the woman might have failed to do or has done. Should not be the reason why he should die in the hand of the husband. So I think marriage is not worth dying for. Whatever may be the issue, have to be settled.
In fact,
instead of the man maltreating the woman or at the end eliminating her life. It's not very good. Marriage is not worth dying for. The woman has her own life to live. She has the right to live. You are not the creation of her life. He has the right to live. He has the right to express his opinion. Has the right for freedom. So whatever might have come up within both of you or in your marriage have to be settled within you instead of, eliminating her. This is my own opinion.
Yeah,
There's
you talk
nothing,
about,
there's no problem cannot be solved within the marriage, no matter the issue. Call the woman and know the reason why she behaved the way she behaved, and let the issue be solved.
Yeah, talk about, let make it equal, because it's vice versa. It's not only women that suffers in marriage, even men. What do you have to say about the same thing?
It's the same issue.
Yeah.
It's the same issue. In marriage, nobody should try to eliminate each other. Since it's both of you that are in marriage, that is why I say marriage needs understanding. You have to understand your spouse, understand each other, so that whenever issue of such rises, you know how to handle it. And there are some issues that need patience to handle.
Good.
That's some issue that needs patience to handle. It's not every issue that rises in the family. You start maltreating each other or try to, because you feel that, let's say you are the breadwinner in the family, you think that whatever issue that rises in the family, the other person has to submit to it.
Yeah.
It's not like that. For marriage to work out and for marriage to peace to reign in marriage, whatever issue that it may be, no matter what, or the other one that fell, or the other one, there should not be any blame. Both of you have to come together and put an end to it so that nobody will be harmed.
That's good. That's great. Yeah, marriage, in my own opinion too, is not worth dying for. Marriage is good. It's good to fulfill that aspect of your life. It's good to achieve it, because marriage is an achievement. It's good to achieve marriage, but it doesn't worth dying for. No, nothing can take your life. Anything that can take your life is not worth accepting. You have to get married, enjoy your marriage, but when it gets to putting your life in danger, please run for your life. Marriage is not worth dying for. It's good. I said it's good, and I advise everyone that has the opportunity to get married, please do. But dying for marriage, please, no. That is no, and no for me. That's good. Thank you. I like this. I like your answers. Let's move on. Yeah, the fourth, let's say the last, on the list, is what's your advice to singles about marriage?
Well, my advice to singles about marriage out there is that they should not think that marriage is all about sex, because with that mentality, some people think that marriage is all about sex. They go into it. That is why we have so many up and down in marriage, so many domestic violence. When they go into it, thinking that marriage is all about sex, when issue arises because of that mentality, they cannot be able to handle the issue. When little issue arises, they cannot be able to tackle it because they don't know there is challenges in marriage. So my advice again is that whenever you want to go into marriage, it's better that it's very important that you go for counseling. Through counseling, they will be able to enlighten you more of what marriage is all about, so that when you enter into it, you know how to balance issue, so that you won't have problem with your spouse, so that you can be able to put your marriage forward.
Okay, that reminds me another question that I did not prepare for this question, but because of your explanation now, it now comes to my mind, is courtship before marriage advisable, or one can just get married like some of us in Africa's arranged marriage? This way your mother will connect you to this person, or your uncle, or your aunties. Is it what do you think? Is counseling courtship good so that they will know themselves before they get married, or they can just this connection while they connect and get married? It's true that I did not plan for it, but it just came out like this. So what can you say about that?
I think courtship in marriage is very, very important. It's very, very important in order to avoid this issue of abuses in marriage or domestic violence. Because when you are into courtship, it will help you to know more about the person you are about to marry.
Yeah, but
Yes,
yeah,
it will help you to know whether you can cope up with the person or whether you will be able to live with the person.
with the
Through
person.
courtship, that is when you will determine whether you can be able to live with the person or without you cannot be able to live with the person. So I think it is very important to go through courtship before marriage so that you will know the person perfectly and the person will know you perfectly. So that when you marry, you won't be able to have much problem because you have know his or her weakness. You know how to handle issue with him or her.
Okay. Okay, but what I want to say about that is in courtship, you have to be transparent, because some people, they are into courtship, but they are not transparent. They'll be hiding a lot of pretense. You don't have to pretend. A time of courtship is a time to be real. You don't have to hide anything if you want to really get what you want in that courtship period. You don't have to pretend. You have to be yourself, so that what will be would be, if the man is really for you, or she is for you, both of you will know. And if not, both of you will leave that relationship at that particular time, than going into the marriage and after some time you just divorce. It's better to go into courtship. I agree with Mr. Chike. For me, it's better to go to start with courtship, but make sure that you are transparent. You are not pretending. Live your life how you are. Let him or she know exactly who you are, so that both of you can now know whether you can go into this institute of marriage together. Yeah, and like he said, marriage, for my own advice to singles is, please don't rush into marriage. Don't go into marriage because all your friends have gotten married. It's left you alone. You want to get married by force. Anyone that comes, you want to marry because it's only you that's left behind. Please don't rush into marriage. Go into marriage prepared, very prepared, that you are ready to go into marriage. Don't let anybody push you into marriage. It's something that should be your choice. This is exactly in Africa, they will connect you. Some people, your parents will tell you, if you don't marry this one, will disown you, or your aunties, or you're left alone. You don't have decision of your own. You must do what they said because you are afraid of losing your family. You are afraid of losing your friends. You are afraid. Then you go into marriage without choosing it by yourself, without your choice. No, no, no. You have to go into marriage that is, choose by yourself, not by force. Don't accept any marriage that is by force, because it will not last. You're going into it just to please some people. It will never last. Go into marriage when you are ready and free to go into marriage.
And also, another advice I want to give to the youth over there is that marriage is also not a bed of roses.
Yeah.
You have your role to play. The man have his own role to play. The woman have his own role to play to see that the marriage succeed. So you bear in mind that going into marriage, you have rules to play. You have commitments to carry out to ensure that your marriage works out.
Yeah. That's exactly what we are saying. Don't just go into marriage because it's a bed of roses. When I'm married, I will not suffer. I will not suffer. My everything will just fall into pleasant places. It's not like that. Yeah, have a lot of things to do to make the marriage work. All these things is what you have to bear in mind. Don't just enter it because you see a lot of pictures. Some people will come into social media, they will put only the good aspect of their life, and you think that marriage is all about that. You see your friends when they come into, they will post pictures, every good thing about their marriage. They will say some will lie, all sorts of lie, and you that day you pretend, you think that marriage is just like that. Please, marriage is not a bed of roses. No, and register that into your mind and carry it and sing it all around that there's some things that you need to do in marriage before going into marriage institution. So another thing, not the last, you have to, my advice to girls is when you go into marriage, don't just make sure that the love, that first love that attracted you to your partner, to your spouse, the candle of that love, keep it burning. Don't let that light of your candle love burn. Don't let it burn. Keep it burning. Yeah, I mean, keep the light on. Don't let it quench. Try as much as possible to keep to rekindle the love that you have from the first time. Don't let it go. Learn to forgive, learn to forget, learn to go on and make sure that these institutes work. Please don't just rush into marriage, please. That's my advice to singles over there. Thank you so much, Mr. Chike. Do you have other things to add, or is that okay?
The next thing I want to add is that, when going into marriage, don't go, I'm telling the singles out there, when you want to go into marriage, because this is the most of thing that bring, quarrel or divorce or bring domestic violence in matrimony. When you want to go into marriage, make sure that you love the person you want to
Exactly
go into marriage with.
Yeah.
That is very important. Love is very important. Don't love the person because the person is rich or the person
exactly. I wanted to say
have
that
flashy
too.
car or the person
because of material things. No,
if you go into it with that mindset,
yeah,
that will fail you.
Yeah, because you finish one day, the money or something can happen, and
most
you
of
have to
these
pay one. Yeah.
divorces and all these domestic violence we are having in society today is as a result of it. So when you want to go into marriage, love the person you want to go.
Love first.
Yeah, love is very important.
Love, yeah.
Love the person for what the person and not for who the person is, so that your marriage will last.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody force you into marriage.
And that is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. If you go into marriage by force, you'll be forced out of that marriage.
Exactly. Let it be from the depth of your heart that you love that person. Love matters. When there is love, and in marriage, when there is love, no matter the challenge, the obstacle, whatever that
love
will, crush it down.
Exactly.
To ensure that your marriage move forward, that your marriage succeed.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Thanks. I really love your answers, and I'm glad I welcome you one day to come and speak again in my channel. Guys, that's all we have for today. Join me next Friday for another interesting topic. Please, if you like this channel, subscribe. Till next Friday, bye.
Bye.